watched Toy Story 5, you definitely got pretty emotional. But did you notice all the hidden references and incredible details that Pixar put into the movie? For example, right at the beginning of the movie, we see that Bonnie has two kid neighbors, a boy and a girl, who are twins. And when Jessie sneaks over to their house to see why they do not want to play with Bonnie, she sees that they are using their tablets to play. And we can see that the boy is playing a racing game where his car is red with yellow. This little car is simply a clear reference to the unforgettable Lightning McQueen, the protagonist of the Cars franchise. And right after that, the twins' forgotten toys tell Jessie that they were all forgotten because of technology. If you look closely, you will notice that one of the action figures who says this is simply an alternate version of Starscream, one of the villains from the world-famous Transformers robot franchise. And shortly before that, the sailor figure that has a little boat as a base is very well known. He is simply an alternate version of the famous sailor Popeye. He is the one who tells Jessie that if he were in the cowgirl's shoes, he would look for a really deep drawer and hide in it. But if we go back to the beginning of the movie, in reality, the first detail that catches your eye in Toy Story 5 is the fact that there is a huge emphasis on the Star Command logo that is located on the chest of the Buzz action figures. We can see that the way the logo was placed on these more modern versions of Buzz is different, since they have neon blue details with a black background, which is different from the logo on our Buzz, which has a light blue background and black lines. Besides that, we notice that it underwent a new modification in its design, taking on its original shape once again. This is because, maybe you do not know this, but the Star Command logo has undergone a few modifications over time. Originally, the logo was a rocket with a planet similar to Saturn in the background, and a wing on each side. This was the version used by Woody's best friend in all the Toy Story movies. The detail is that along the way, in 2001, Disney released an animated Buzz series, where in the opening sequence, we see a new metallic logo, where Saturn's rings were simply removed. And in the movie Lightyear, which is horrible, released in 2022, if you look at Buzz's chest in the movie, you will notice that even the planet behind the ship was removed, leaving only the ship and the two wings. Perhaps because the 2022 movie was a massive flop, the new logo was thrown away, and they just left the good old classic Star Command logo. Honestly, it is good to see Toy Story respecting its origins. As a fan, this makes me very happy. Moving on now to the scene where Jessie decides to talk to Lilypad to put the little tablet frog in her proper place, she is looking at posts on social media, and we can notice that she scrolls past a picture of the bottom of the sea. The detail is that that specific image was taken exactly from one of the scenes from one of the older Pixar movies, Finding Nemo. But that is not the only reference to the classics, because if you look right below it, you will see a post talking about the Ducks' victory. Even if you cannot tell exactly which sport the news refers to, it is practically impossible not to associate the name Ducks with two old and excellent Disney productions. The first one is the Mighty Ducks movie franchise, which tells the saga of a horrible kids' ice hockey team that ends up becoming the champion, and the cartoon that was inspired exactly by the movie franchise, which was also called Mighty Ducks, but told the story of a group of alien ducks that end up getting stuck on Earth. And yes, besides being aliens, they play a heck of a lot of ice hockey. The movies and the cartoon were so successful that even a hockey team that plays in the National League was created with that name, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. In the middle of the argument between Jessie and Lilypad, the tablet sends friend requests to the girls in Bonnie's dance group. And if you look closely, you will notice that one of the girls named Chelsea has a tablet similar to Lilypad, but in the shape of a beaver. This seems to be a clear reference to the last Pixar movie released before Toy Story 5, Hoppers, where the story revolves exactly around the kingdom of beavers. Still, during the argument between the two of them, Lilypad clearly calls Jessie old when she finds out that the cowgirl has already had 3 owners, Bonnie, Andy, and Emily. At that moment, the evil little tablet shows a scene from the original 1955 kids show that originated the toys from her line, which include her, Bullseye, Woody, and even Stinky Pete. This is the exact same scene that we see in Toy Story 2, where Woody discovers his real origin. When Jessie uses the walkie-talkie to talk to Woody, the sheriff hears the cowgirl's comments and looks at the houses, realizing that all the kids are connected now. And if you pay close attention, you will notice that in this scene, it is possible to see that one of the houses has the number 86 on it. You probably do not know this, since it was a long time ago, but Pixar, the creator of Toy Story, was founded exactly in the year 1986. In other words, that was a detail strategically placed on that house. Before we continue, just a quick heads up. If you also enjoy movies, series, and cartoons, click the subscribe button right now, alright? If there is one thing I love about Pixar movies, it is the richness of detail that the animation studio puts into the backgrounds of their movies. For example, when Jessie starts to remember her past with Emily, we can see the inside of the girl's bedroom, and we can notice that on the wall of the girl's room, there are some horseshoes, indicating that she really did have a strong connection with these animals. Because of that, it really made sense that she was Jessie's owner. In the following scene, where we see Jessie being placed by Emily herself into a donation box, we can notice a few things, besides the sadness in the doll's eyes. If you look at the top of the hill, you will be able to see exactly the tree with a hanging tire, where the two of them used to play together before the girl became a teenager. When Bonnie goes to the slumber party at Chelsea's house, we can see that the 3 girls to whom Lilypad sent the friend requests are there, and we can figure out who each one of them is and their names exactly by their tablets. That is because if we go back to the scene where Lilypad and Jessie are talking, we can see their names in tablet models. So the redhead girl in the middle is Chelsea, who is the owner of the beaver-shaped tablet. Now Kara. Now the girl in the blue outfit is Kara, and she is the owner of the Lilypad in the shape of a ladybug. And the girl in the pink outfit is Heidi, who has the Lilypad in the shape of a bluebird. Now, this detail is for those who really like cars, and we are not just talking about the movie series, but the actual vehicles themselves. When Jessie jumps out of Bonnie's dad's car, we can see that he drives past a car called a Volkswagen Beetle, which is a world-famous car. And Pixar's richness of detail is so great that you can even see the symbol of the German automaker Volkswagen on the hubcaps of the little bug's wheels. The coolest part is that this is exactly the car that Jessie and Bullseye end up arriving at Blaze's house in later. When Jessie ends up getting trapped in the barn, Blaze's pet pig takes her straight to the playhouse, where we find several new faces who are the toys of the girl who love her. Among them, we can see new faces like the gnome, the flamingo, and the giraffe that is a xylophone. But we can also see characters already known from the animation world, like, for example, Combat Carl, who has already had versions that appeared in both Toy Story 4 and the Toy Story Halloween special. Another character that we managed to recognize from somewhere else is the toy called Pizza with Sunglasses. This toy really seems to be a reference to Pizza Steve, a character from the Cartoon Network animated series called Uncle Grandpa. When Smarty Pants is accidentally turned on by Jessie, the cowgirl herself sees that he was made by a company called Eggman Technology. Jessie even comments that he is one of the tech toys, but some people were left completely confused. But do not worry, because we are here to show you exactly what you missed. When Lilypad arrives at Bonnie's house, we can see that the device has the identification of that exact same company on it, indicating that it is the exact same creator of both Lilypad and Smarty Pants. After getting into Blaze's house, Smarty Pants convinces Jessie to put batteries into his 2 friends, who are also tossed in the same drawer as the batteries. And when she is closing the drawer, he asks if she knows what it is like to be locked up like that for so long in the darkness, which makes the cowgirl change her mind. If you remember well, you will recall that Jessie's main fear in Toy Story 2 was exactly being put back into a dark box for years on end once Woody left. That is exactly why the sheriff decided to invite her to be Andy's toy along with him in the second movie. After turning his friends back on, Smarty Pants finds out the news about Blaze, and Snappy shows him some pictures of the girl. And one of them shows the girl herself on top of a horse, exactly at the top of the hill where that same tree with a hanging tire is, where Jessie used to play with Emily. And as it happens in all Pixar movies, of course Mickey was going to show up. That happens exactly in the following photo, where we see that Blaze went exactly to Disneyland and is wearing the famous hat of the most famous mouse in the world. And as was to be expected, we can see that Blaze's bedroom is full of references to the girl's passion for horses. For example, we can see that the bulletin board in her room has multicolored horse-shaped figures glued to it, not to mention the horse-drawn carriage that is on top of the desk. We cannot forget to mention the children's horse drawing, which is slightly hidden, and the drawing of a pink boot, which is exactly the color of the boot that the girl wears in the movie. We've reached the end of this video, but if you like having your mind blown, this is the right place. That's why we left 2 really good videos for you to click, watch, and best of all, stay with us.